before that, I want to Prarthana to come in and help us understand the larger impact that these initiatives into clean energy had on, if I may say, the environmental or the climate economy of the country, and also this whole idea that in the past, before say 2014, or I would say before 2010, climate or clean energy was not a topic that was discussed. It's something of a sideline topic. Did renewable energy help us bring this issue to the fore, or are there other issues involved in that? Can you explain?
So I think thanks, Shreya, for the question, and I think Suman gave a larger picture in terms of the macro picture as far as the how the the RE and clean energy debate has evolved, and actually how it's come out in the country. But I just want to approach it slightly differently in terms of bringing it this discussion to a micro level, in the sense that just look at some of the CDP kind of findings that we have in terms of how the private sector has changed in terms of their perception as far as RE usage, or the transition to clean energy has gone. And if you look at it, earlier the discussion was more on resource depletion, rather than looking at renewable energy as an opportunity. And I think one of the most important transitions has been, the narrative has changed from a negative to a positive kind of a discourse, where the private sector and the community is looking at renewable energy and clean energy as an opportunity. And if you look at the CDP disclosure data for last year, where we had about 88 companies, investor requested companies disclosing to us, these companies identified almost 285 billion rupees worth of opportunities in the RE sector, which is itself saying that, and this is just 88 companies. So, and many of these, 56 of these companies identified opportunities in the energy source. So basically, you can see the transition is today not because your fossil fuel is not the right way to go, but it's because you think it's a good business opportunity to move to the renewable energy or the clean energy sector. That is, I think, what has changed if you look at the narrative. The second is that I think today it's not just about renewable energy in direct operations, it's going down to the value chain. So I think for a country like India, that's a very important perspective, because we're looking at different kinds of smaller enterprises, smaller companies, which are feeding into the value chain. So there is going to be a large discussion around that, and how and the whole issue of identifying opportunities that will actually translate from the larger companies, which have the technical skills, the knowledge, and the financial kind of backing to transition and going on into the value chain. The third is, I think we've seen a lot of, it's not just now specific sectors. The renewable energy interest or demand or identification of opportunities has moved, from just the particular sectors to all the sectors. And if you look at, again, I'm quoting CDP data because, that's the research data that we have. Some of the largest sectors that are looking at transitions are pharma industry, for instance, or the IT industry, and followed very closely by textiles, chemicals, logistics, you name it. We have all of them in this small sample of the 88 companies that we have. So I think what is very interesting, because if you look at it from the whole conservation kind of perspective, because you had conservation and then you have the development debate. Today, renewable energy is part of the dialogue as an economic opportunity and as a business opportunity. So it's as I said right in the beginning, it's no longer a negative debate of lack of resources or lack of depletion of natural resources, or of course it's there, that fossil fuel is not the right way to go. But I think the idea has become more positive in terms of engaging with the renewable energy sector, and about how you could involve and work in partnerships in terms of building a better business opportunity.